And we're following breaking news. The Attorney General is putting out a warning against Orange County and how it handles ICE transports. Plus, we have the search for the man accused of attacking a woman while she was jogging along a popular trail.
Streaming on clickorlando.com and broadcasting live, you're watching News 6 at 4 p.m.
It is a weather alert day here at News 6. Just check out this live look from Mount Dora and downtown Orlando, where it just hit 98 degrees. And right now, Central Florida is under a rare heat warning as feels-like temperatures reach dangerous levels. We have team coverage on the extreme heat warning. Meteorologist Samara Kokinas is in New Smyrna Beach. But first, let's check in with meteorologist Jonathan Kegas. Jonathan.
Yeah, and we are watching the heat again, pushing record territory. We're on record watch in Leesburg, Orlando, Sanford. We've just set a new record. Leesburg, we've also broken our record. In Daytona Beach, we have tied our record, and we still have about another hour or so to go of peak heating. So we're going to see if we get to 100 in Leesburg. That would set the all-time record for the longest stretch of triple-digit heat in Leesburg. We're at 97 degrees in Titusville, the heat index of a 106. St. Cloud, we're at 96, also a heat index of 106. Kissimmee, we are checking in at 97. Claremont, we're at 98, that heat index beyond that 110 threshold again. Where Samara is, the official reading has dropped down to 75. We do have a couple of thunderstorms out there, a little bit more so than yesterday, helping things to cool down, relatively speaking, if you're lucky enough. For more on what it's like at the beach itself, we'll send things out to meteorologist Samara Kokinas.
Yeah, Jonathan, I can tell you I haven't had the grace of the shower here on the beach side just yet, but I can tell you it would cool things down substantially. It's the hottest part of the day. And as you can imagine, the beach, well, it's been a very popular place to be even on a Tuesday. Now, we did a little bit of sciencing out here. We basically took the temperature of the sidewalk leading up to this sand right here. And the sidewalk temperature has actually been ranging between 120 to 130 degrees. Now, we said, how hot is the sand? Let's find out to see exactly how hot this sand is. And you can see, if you get real close to my reader, anywhere between 104 to 106 degrees is what the reading is on the sand. So even if you think, hey, I can take off my flip-flops once I get on the sand, that is definitely not the case. Now, heat waves, well, they actually kill more people per year than hurricanes, tornadoes, and flooding combined. So when we think about that, the average number of heat-related deaths per year has risen to 95% since 2010 across the U.S. Florida alone saw an 88% rise from 2020 to 2023. Now, earlier today, we were out at a splash pad in Castleberry where people were keeping cool in the water. And then we ran into Michelle Parr and her husband here on the beach in New Smyrna, who just moved here from Pennsylvania and are experiencing their first Florida summer, but knew a thing or two about staying safe in this dangerous heat.
It's hot.
Oh, it's extreme. Plenty of water, a couple of snacks like watermelon, fruit to keep hydrated, and just in and out of the shade.
Those are some great tips that Michelle gave us. And I can tell you, listening to your body is a big key to preventing heat-related illness. You need to stay hydrated, like she said, and eating lighter foods also helps to keep that hydration in you. But also wearing light and airy, loose-fitting clothing will keep your body temperature down. Jonathan and Ginger?
Yeah, that is for sure. And you know, by the time you feel thirsty, it's almost too late. So that's a good tip to kind of stay hydrated throughout the afternoon and the day, especially if you're out there at the beach. Samara, thank you. And Jonathan,
even when you're not thirsty.
No, exactly. You know, the thing that I think about is that this is extreme by Florida and Orlando standards.
Right.
And I know we've been warning people and telling them, but this is stuff that, you know, you heard Samara talk about how the heat will kill more people than the top 3 weather systems combined.
Exactly. I mean, you would think hurricanes, tornadoes, lightning, flash floods, all that stuff, but it's the heat, and especially, of course, this is the dangerous part if you're outside working in it. If you're sitting in the AC, okay, I get that. You have the luxury of that for sure. Outside working in it, if you don't have the AC, if it's broken, things like that's what we're really, really concerned with because that's when your body temperature really starts to rise. And that's why, again, it's the weather alert day and that extreme heat warning.
And I think a lot of people who work outside are heeding the warnings. They're listening because yesterday it was trash collection day.
Yes.
Our guys came before 7:30 in the morning, and that's unusual for them
Very
to do that.
early.
But they've been warned too, so just stay safe if you're working out there. And this is only the second time in history an extreme heat warning has been issued here. Our chief meteorologist, Candace Campos, is taking a closer look at just how extreme the heat is and how it compares to the past. It's in this story. You'll find it on clickorlando.com. We're following breaking news now. Florida's Attorney General has a warning for Orange County. Transport ICE detainees to jail or else face the consequences. Orlando community correspondent Mike Valente joins us now live with what this all means. Mike.
Yeah, Ginger, those consequences could include civil and criminal penalties. Those are outlined in this letter we're discussing. The Attorney General basically saying that by refusing to sign this addendum in question, Orange County is adopting, quote, sanctuary policy. So this agreement that we're talking about is called 287G. Florida mandates that local entities enter these agreements to cooperate with ICE. And Orange County Corrections does already cooperate with ICE. The agreement stipulates that after an undocumented immigrant in the Orange County jail on a criminal charge has their case adjudicated or resolved, that the immigrant then be turned over to ICE custody. But earlier this month, Mayor Jerry Deming said at a county commission meeting that he would not sign an addendum that would have granted corrections officers the power and authority to transport undocumented immigrants to an ICE-approved facility when requested by ICE. You've probably heard of one of these ICE-approved facilities, Alligator Alcatraz in the Everglades. That's what brings us to this letter today. Shortly after we reviewed it, we spoke to two county commissioners.
I make of it as state overreach. Our Orange County corrections officers are paid by our taxpayer money. There's a deficit every single time that somebody is transported from Orange County, even stays in Orange County jail, to their transport to places like Alligator Alcatraz.
We're having our personnel that is funded by taxpayer dollars transporting using tax dollars for things that are outside the scope of what their jobs are, at what cost, and is that covered?
So naturally, we wanted to speak to Orange County Mayor Jerry Deming. He's at the center of this. He's the one that refuses to sign this ICE proposed addendum. We reached out to a county spokesperson to see if the mayor would be available for an interview. Instead, that county spokesperson sent us a statement saying that the mayor and board of county commissioners will discuss the ICE addendum at their next meeting next week. That's August 5th. The county spokesperson did not say what kind of actions they would take, so it's yet to be seen if they will stay the course, refuse to sign the addendum, or if they'll change course and add this to their existing 287G agreement. Of course, we'll be following this story online on clickorlando.com and next week here inside the commission chambers. We're live in Orange County. I'm your Orlando community correspondent, Mike Valente, News 6.
Mike, thank you for that breakdown. Police are looking for the man who attacked a woman while she was jogging. It happened Friday morning around 9 o'clock while she was on the Little Econ Greenway Trail near Yates Road. Orange County community correspondent Jana Manahalal is live at the same trail to see what safety measures are in place and what need.
Yeah, Ginger, you're right. I am at that exact same trail where that woman was attacked in an attempted raping. Now, I emailed Orange County Sheriff's Office to see what measures were going to be put in place. And they responded back to me just a little bit ago saying that deputies are going to be showing in numbers. Actually, we were out here for just about an hour before the show started, and we saw an Orange County Sheriff's officer parked just watching the area. Deputies say that this all started around 9 a.m. on Friday when the victim was out running on Little Econ Greenway Trail when this man attempted to rape her. Since the attack, deputies have shared surveillance video of the man they're looking for. Runners like Amy Ertl offer some advice for those looking to continue hitting the trail.
Protect yourself with any kind of running flare. You know what I mean? Like, you just want to put anything bright, whatever can cause a scene. And people have the mace. I've seen people run with before. But that's if you're, I would say that's more back of the road. This is Orlando, this is Winter Park. It's not as bad, but still, anything can happen, obviously.
But what about running alone?
Had I known her, I would have told her, never that side by yourself. We have a thing with all of us, we don't run by ourselves. And if we do, it's my neighborhood. It's
It's a place where you know that somebody could get to you.
Yeah.
Running is a great way to stay active, and listening to music helps those runs go by just a little bit faster. Now, runners will typically use noise-canceling headphones like this, which make your world go from sounding like this to sounding like this, which makes it harder for you to hear your surroundings. So that's why deputies are saying if you're gonna run with headphones, run with at least one ear open. This is not the first time an attack like this has happened on this exact trail. In 2017, another woman was grabbed and pulled towards a car when a man was attempting to kidnap her. But she fought her way out of it, just like this most recent victim. So the Orange County Sheriff's Office is still looking for the man that's involved in the Friday attack. And if you know any information, you're encouraged to call Crime Line at 1-800-423-8487. In Orange County, your community correspondent, Jana Manahal, News 6.
Jana, thank you for that clear example of what those noise-canceling headphones will do. Great advice. Thank you. Now to a small plane crash that happened just a minute after takeoff. It even scraped the top of a passing car before crashing in a neighborhood. How everyone is doing and what we know about the plane. That's coming up.
Remember I showed you how to clean out a dryer vent pipe? But the problem in this case is the pipe is attached to the wall. I can't get to it, and it's like 10 feet long. I went shopping and I found a tool that you can get that lets you get to this from the outside. I'm Eric Von Eyck, and we're getting results at home. Coming up.
News 6 Insider is sponsored by Orange County Library System.
Well, hello, Larry and Charlotte. Eric. So nice to meet you guys. It's Eric Von Anken, the handy newsman. You know Destiny, of course. You got a dirty dryer vent pipe.
It really needs some attention, and we're working on it.
I don't know then if we're the right people, but
Well,
I got
you
some
got it.
stuff.
Yes, sir.
We're going to give it a shot.
All right, thank you. Come on in.
I should tell you that Larry and Charlotte saw the last time we did this when we
Yes, we
cleaned
did.
out a pipe, a dryer vent pipe. But you got two problems, guys. I figured out real quick. So one is your pipe is about 10 feet long. Problem number two, it's attached to the wall.
Yep.
So we got to go from the outside.
Okay.
This is Larry and Charlotte's exhaust hose vent. And we're going to use this to clean it out here. And we're not going to take anything apart. Step one is to assemble. House hack for you. One of the things I love about this kit is it comes with a drill adapter. Check this out. Step two is to clean. I guess it worked though.
All right, Eric, I just took a peek. It looks great in there. Cleaned it all out, huh?
Excellent.
Ready for step 3?
Yeah. So last step now is to vacuum out what we just loosened up.
Can't wait for this part.
No, 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 no.
No, 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 no.
Three, two, one.
Nothing's coming out. Nothing,
Anything?
Nothing came out.
Nothing?
It's clean. It looks really good.
Okay, I feel like whatever was in there, we got out because it's on my arm.
Yes, it is.
Or there just wasn't a whole lot in there.
Well, huh? Absolutely. We got results at home.
Now, if you have a project you would like Eric to tackle, send us an email at gettingresultsathome@WKMG, and next week Eric might just show up at your door. Turning now to our forecast, and our team of meteorologists declared yesterday, a weather alert day. And sure enough, it is verified because, Jonathan, right before this newscast, we got the temperature for Orlando, and you said it just hit 98 degrees.
Just hit 98. We're trying for a record, although there's a storm nearby the airport. That's what the official sensor is, so it may not allow it to get to number 99, which would tie the record. Already have a new record in Leesburg today. It's close to 100. Again, we still have heating to go. We're at 100 on the mark in the villages. We've already hit 100 in Sanford. That's a new record. We're down to 98 right now. Titusville, we're at 97 degrees with the feels like temperature, the heat index of 106. We have a 113 heat index right now at Cape Canaveral with an air temperature of 95. For tomorrow, at least, we go down a couple degrees. It's still going to be hot. We also have higher rain chances coming your way for the afternoon. That is going to help things out a little bit once we get into the afternoon, but still peak heat index is going to be right around that 110 degree category. I think more tomorrow, more like 105 to 110, so we're going to back off a little bit of the heat. You're likely still going to see, again, that heat advisory around. I do have a little bit of relief coming your way. We want this guy to come all the way south. That's a cold front in North Florida. It is not going across Central Florida. We won't likely see one of those until October or November, but it's getting close enough where it's going to help to fire up a few more thunderstorms across the board. and to at least help keep things on the cloudier side at times once we get into Friday and the weekend. And you see the heaviest rain likely going to stay north of central Florida, but it will help to increase rain chances for us locally too. You see the darker greens and the yellows and the oranges pop up. That's the heavier rain coming back in as we move into Saturday afternoon and Sunday afternoon. We have a couple of thunderstorms out there right now, more than yesterday as expected. Most of this happening along into the west of I-4 as expected. So just inland of Daytona Beach, just right around Deltona. Also a new one right downtown Orlando. It's close to the airport. Again, we'll see if the airport officially hits 99 to have Orlando tie the record. And then there's the West Coast sea breeze back in action again with those thunderstorms hanging around Ocala and then the villages and then working down pretty much I-75. Keeping a close eye on that. A few of those could get rowdy this evening, but they are helping to cool us off where they're located anyway. Overnight tonight, we'll clear things back out. It's still going to be steamy overnight. Once we get into tomorrow, I think we wake up to a lot of sunshine. The storm chances do go up a little further again. There's the East Coast sea breeze finally joining the party again. That's going to help to expand the thunderstorm chances as we go inland, but late into the afternoon, which will allow us to get to another pretty hot afternoon. For that, here's a look at your forecast.
Your forecast is sponsored by Renewal by Andersen.
Temperatures getting back to the upper 90s still. So again, it's cooler by a degree or two. It's really not much in the way of any kind of relief. However, we're looking to the rain chances Thursday into Friday. Those are going to go up a little further over the weekend as well. So while it's obviously still hot, it gets back to a little more typical Florida heat with those higher rain chances to help us out, Ginger, in the afternoon.
I'll take typical any day. All right, Jonathan, thank you. A small plane crash right in the middle of a neighborhood.
With these planes taking off, they're always flying low.
A look at the wreckage after it scraped the top of a car. That's next.
This portion of the news is sponsored by Light Orlando, delivering hope together.
All right, look at this. This is a small plane that crashed into a South Florida neighborhood, sending 7 people to the hospital. Thankfully, everyone is expected to be okay. Now, it's hard to believe 2 people on board that plane actually walked away from this. According to FlightAware, the single-engine plane took off from Lantana Airport in Palm Beach County at 4:24 yesterday. It went less than a mile before crashing in Lake Worth. Investigators say the plane hit a palm tree, then hit a street sign before scraping the top of a passing car and then crashing. There were 5 people in that car, an adult and 4 kids.
I saw the pilot and the passenger leaving. One of them had a gash on his head, and the other one was just sitting up and talking, and everybody seemed to be okay.
The people in the car and the 2 on board the plane are expected to recover. The Federal Aviation Administration is investigating the cause of the crash. Visit Orlando takes in millions of tax dollars and to market tourism in Central Florida. Now it's facing allegations of misspending. What this means for you next. Plus, with the first day of school just 2 weeks away, we'll show you how officers plan to keep students safe in crosswalks. Welcome back. We are following several top stories right now, starting with the Florida Attorney General's warning for Orange County. He says commissioners could face civil and criminal penalties if they don't sign an addendum to an existing agreement with ICE. He's calling on the county to adopt the addendum that allows corrections officers to transport people who are here illegally to detention facilities. Earlier this month, the Orange County mayor said he would not sign that addendum. The Orange County Sheriff's Office is still asking for help to find the suspect who attacked a woman out for a run on a local trail. Deputies say a man attacked a woman from behind while she was running on the Little Econ Greenway Trail near Yates Road. This happened around 9 o'clock Friday morning. If you know who this man is, you're asked to call Crime Line at 800-423-TIPS. Right now, the Volusia County School Board is voting whether to restrict cell phone use for elementary and middle school students. The ban would be enforced anytime throughout the school day, including lunch and passing periods. This would align with a state law recently passed. Again, that meeting is happening right now. We will let you know the outcome. A former Ormond Beach police officer caught on video throwing a woman after she was arrested will spend 6 months in jail. He was just sentenced this morning. News 6's Volusia County community correspondent Molly Reed was in the court for the hearing.
The judge here today adjudicated Jacob Cannon guilty of the felony, giving him 6 months in jail, followed by 2 years of probation, which was much lower than what prosecutors were looking for.
I watched all of the videos. Ms. McCree was highly intoxicated. She was verbally abusive. But that's your job in law enforcement, to deal with all sorts of people.
But Judge Catherine Weston also took into account the defense's argument that Jacob Cannon suffers from a mental illness and needs treatment.
I am not downward departing because you are a police officer. I am downward departing because you have no criminal history, and I'm trying to treat you the same as I would anybody else.
Ormond Beach Police released the video of the December incident just last month that led to Cannon's arrest. Officers had arrested Shannon McCree on a DUI after a rear-end crash with the motorcycle. They said she was showing signs of impairment. In the video, McCree can be seen standing up despite the officers asking her to sit back down. Cannon is then seen throwing her to the ground, her head appearing to smack against a glass wall. McCree was taken to the hospital with a head wound. Cannon was placed on leave at the department, later charged with battery and resigned. On Friday, when Cannon's sentencing hearing officially started, he apologized.
As this is unacceptable as a law enforcement officer, I have voluntarily relinquished my certificate.
I'm your Volusia County community correspondent Molly Reed, News 6.
Friday on News 6 at 5, we had the body cam video showing the moments Border Patrol and Florida Highway Patrol officers arrested an American teen. Now we're hearing from the 18-year-old about what happened. As CBS's Christian Benavidez reports, advocates believe the state's expansion on immigration crackdowns contributed to the violent arrest.
Wait, that's not how you arrest people. This was the moment Border Patrol and Florida Highway Patrol officers detained a U.S. citizen while conducting immigration enforcement. Kenny Linez, an 18-year-old high school senior, was on his way to work as a landscaper with 2 other co-workers and his mother, who was driving.
I got rights to talk, bro. You got no right here. I do. You're illegal, brother. Get up. I was born and raised right here.
As a U.S. citizen, you hear that from an authority figure. What goes through your heart, through your mind?
I don't know, like, it hurts me hearing them saying that I have no rights here because I look like Hispanic.
The video comes as Florida will deputize more than 1,800 additional law enforcement officers to conduct immigration operations as part of a statewide crackdown.
No resiste, no resiste.
They were pulled over for having too many people sitting on the front seat of the car. 2 passengers were undocumented. Officers deployed a taser.
What am I doing? Hey, Kevin!
We're not resisting, we're not committing any crime to, run away.
Linez's phone keeps rolling after he is detained, capturing this exchange between the officers.
You're starting to resist more now. We're gonna end up shooting someone. Just remember, you can smell that too with a $30,000 bond.
Laws are just, they're no longer being respected. They're no longer being upheld.
Mariana Blanco is a director of the Guatemala Maya Center, an advocacy group that opposes Florida's new crackdown.
Deputizing these agents so quickly is going to bring severe consequences.
Florida Highway Patrol did not comment. In a statement, U.S. Customs and Border Protection said that the individuals resisted arrest and that their officers are facing a surge in assaults while doing their job. In their statement, they made no mention of the U.S. citizen who was detained. Christian Benavidez, CBS News, Miami Beach.
And critics have also been vocal about the controversial detention facility in the Everglades known as Alligator Alcatraz. Tonight, we're hearing from a Central Florida attorney who says her client is a DACA recipient and they spent some time there before being released. Hear what she had to say to Emily McLeod on News 6 at 5 o'clock. Another Central Florida city is moving forward with a plan to raise taxes to pay for fire services. People in Sanford could have to pay a yearly fee to help keep up with the city's growth. The first reading of the plan passed unanimously last night. The proposed fee would be based on the 5-year average capital replacement cost for the fire department, which is about $2.4 million. Last month, Sanford's mayor told us the average homeowner would pay about $95 a year. Right now, the city is building its 4th fire station on Skyway Drive, and a new fire assessment fee on homeowners could help pay for it.
I wouldn't be against it. If it helped protect me and my family in some fashion, then I would be for it.
The new fee needs to pass on a second reading. Sanford joins a long list of cities and counties exploring fire fees. Earlier this year, Brevard County approved a 37% increase, and Kissimmee also passed a fee to hire more firefighters after dealing with high turnover. And last week, Winter Garden discussed a plan that could cost some homeowners more than $500 a year. In just a few hours, people living there will have a chance to learn about the fire fee that could be added to their properties. It's the second of 2 meetings as the city tries to fill a $12 million projected deficit to its fire services. The fire fee would help maintain current fire and rescue services, as well as respond to the rising cost of equipment, staffing, and materials. The meeting tonight is set for 6 o'clock. Central Florida's tax-funded tourism arm is facing some serious allegations of misspending. Visit Orlando takes in millions of tax dollars to market tourism in Central Florida. But according to an audit obtained by News 6's Stephanie Rodriguez, there are some questions about where that money went and if rules were broken.
This audit is all about the tourist development tax. It's a 6% tax that Orange County collects whenever people stay in hotels or short-term rentals. And of the money they get from that tax, they give $105 million a year to Visit Orlando. So this audit is to see how that money is being spent.
Through the 2019 Tourism Promotion Act, the county committed to giving 30% of its tourist development taxes to Visit Orlando.
Orange County gets more tourist development taxes than anybody else in the state of Florida. And so Visit Orlando is going to receive about $100 million a year.
But according to this audit by the Orange County Comptroller, some of that money was miscategorized by Visit Orlando.
What we found was that they classified millions of dollars that they received as private dollars and not public dollars. That's important because public dollars have to be accounted for.
It also found that over $379,000 were spent on ineligible expenses or non-tourism items, including $1,800 for sneakers, over $20,000 for 2 Kia Center skyboxes, and a $12,000 car allowance for its CEO. It also found that members of Visit Orlando lobbied in Tallahassee without county approval. Recommendations to improve include making the 2019 agreement less vague and making Visit Orlando reimburse at least $3.5 million.
They still get to spend it to promote tourism, but it's not private money. They have to play by the rules and they have to disclose it.
Visit Orlando's response to the audit was included. One letter read in part, "A few of the findings may stem from differing interpretations of Visit Orlando's role as a private, nonprofit destination marketing organization, which differs in some important respects from a county agency." They also sent us a statement saying in part, Visit Orlando has already worked through and implemented many of these new requests and will be working with the county to clarify others.
Diamond also recommended that the county have someone to monitor Visit Orlando to ensure that the tax dollars are being properly spent and the agreement is being followed. He tells me that they've committed to having someone in that position in the coming months. Reporting in Orange County, I'm Stephanie Rodriguez, News 6.
Back to school is less than 2 weeks away for most of Central Florida. That means the roads will soon be busier, and law enforcement wants to make sure drivers stop for kids crossing the road. News 6's Mark Lehman is in Seminole County with the push to keep our kids safe.
This intersection we're at in Castleberry is right in the middle of a neighborhood, meaning in a couple of weeks we'll see kids walking along these streets. This is also where we found the remnants of what appears to be a crash involving this utility box. It's a dangerous situation like this that illustrates why this effort is needed. It's a crucial lesson on the road before students are in the classroom.
Our message here is really to teach drivers about the driver yield loss.
Operation Best Foot Forward is kicking off a 2-week crosswalk safety campaign. They're teaming up with law enforcement in 9 Central Florida counties, making sure drivers slow down and stop for people crossing the road, because if they don't,
And the citation could be up to $164.
The focus on the crackdown is in neighborhoods near schools. It's happening as Best Foot Forward says Central Florida drivers yield to pedestrians less than 50% of the time in school zones.
So children are some of our most vulnerable people that we need to be protecting.
According to a report from the American Academy of Pediatrics, child pedestrian mortality rates have increased 11% since 2013, driven by an increase among 10 to 19-year-olds. The hope is something like this will prevent a tragedy on the road. Are you seeing a change in drivers' behavior?
Yes, we definitely hear from many of the people who get pulled over that they weren't aware of the law and they've learned how to be safer.
In total, there are 33 locations where Operation Best Foot Forward is doing crosswalk enforcement through the end of next week. We posted further details about those locations under this story on clickorlando.com. In Castleberry, Mark Lehman, News 6.
The Indian River Lagoon is getting some much needed funding.
As you can see, it's in pretty rough shape.
How that money will be spent and what's going on with restoration efforts, that's next.
It's all about the heat, of course, today, but we're also pinpointing a few thunderstorms to help cool this off. We were talking about the higher percentage, and you see the lightning strikes rolling tonight. We're going to pinpoint these and, of course, talk about some little relief coming in the 7-day forecast in a few minutes.
All right, and as we head to break, we have something exciting to tell you about. We have an all-new primetime schedule on News 6 Plus. Matt and I have a new take on the day's news on News 6 tonight. That's at 9. Then go in-depth as we track the tropics and answer your weather questions with meteorologist Jonathan Kegas at 9:30. And after Jonathan, watch the late news an hour earlier. It's all tonight on News 6 Plus. Download our streaming app for free. Search WKMG in your smart TV's app store. It's also available on Roku, Apple TV, and Fire TV. The state approved nearly $1 million to restore the Indian River Lagoon earlier this month as part of the state's budget. Community correspondent Paul Giorgio went to see how that money will be spent.
And we just open it up, slip sand inside, just like so.
If restoring the Indian River wasn't hard enough.
This time of the year, this is about where it starts taking that tipping point. Heat index is about 100 or so.
On this day, Mother Nature wasn't making it any easier.
That's Florida for you.
Workers from Sea and Shoreline, a commercial seagrass nursery, try to stay cool as they assemble the foundation for seagrass plantings.
We're making sandbags for the seagrass restoration projects we end up doing out here.
So what's unique about these bags is they are biodegradable, but they also let the roots grow through.
John Than, director of marine aquaculture, will tell you obstacles just come with the territory.
So that way, if something comes by and nibbles on it like a turtle or manatee, the roots don't get uprooted.
The nursery is sheltered from the sun and rain. The water is kept at the right temperature. But the science only gets you so far. These plants need to get in the river so they can begin to make a difference.
So it's funny that we can't actually just go straight down there, put the plants into the boat and go, just because it's unsafe. The concrete's unstabilized and the ramp is not usable.
Right now, the plantings have to be put on a truck and driven miles to where they're needed. But the state just approved nearly $1 million for enhancements.
So as you can see, it's in pretty rough shape.
Jeff Ebel with Hub SeaWorld Research Institute made the request. He says that the money will be used to rebuild the seawall and boat ramp, as well as shoring up this dirt road. The projects will help turn the property into a center for conservation aquaculture.
The more quickly they can get grass out into the lagoon and restore those habitats, the more quickly we're going to see relief for the dolphins, and the more quickly we're going to see restoration of the whole system.
Reporting in Melbourne Beach, I'm Paul Giorgio, News 6.
Love that. A heads up, we are expecting a late night launch from the Space Coast. SpaceX wants to send another round of Starlink internet satellites into orbit. The launch window opens tonight at 11:30 and runs through 3:30 in the morning. If the liftoff happens, you can watch it live on clickorlando.com and on the News 6 Plus app. Time now for a look at our forecast with meteorologist Jonathan Kakis. And Jonathan, even though you have been preparing us for this hot weather, there really is no good way to get ready once you walk out and feel that
Exactly.
heat.
Yeah, it's just when it hits you that initial time when you walk outside, especially if you're in the AC, that difference, you almost like incinerate right as you walk out. It's going to continue to be hot over the next couple of days as well, but we should start to wind things down, at least from what prompted the extreme heat warning from the National Weather Service, which are those heat index readings of about 110 to 115. We do have a little bit of relief tonight. We have some cooling thunderstorms around the Orlando metro area, another one popping up just to the west of us in Oviedo. This one's going to head toward Winter Springs, Altamont Springs. So again, early heads up. If you're watching tonight from Lake Mary into Sanford, you see that lightning bolt there, the last frame there. That one's way out ahead of the storm. So I'd hang out inside for a little bit. Don't take the dog out just yet either, because that lightning is going to come up on you quick again. Winter Springs, that's heading towards us in the next 10 to 15 minutes. Deltona into Orange City. We are dry right now. New Smyrna Beach, where Samara is hanging out live, they are going to be dry too. All of this is hanging away from the coast. Daytona Beach, we have lightning nearby as well, so just issuing that warning for you that even though that storm is inland, if you're on the beach, just please be careful because that lightning strike is a little too close to comfort. Here's a live look outside in downtown Orlando with our Light Orlando delivering Hope Skycam. We have temperatures back into the 90s, of course. There's 4 to 5 o'clock into the afternoon, evening. Those storms will continue to hang around in or about the I-4 corridor, pushing to the west gradually through the evening. That's 9 o'clock. A few of these guys could linger late, finally at least getting more thunderstorms back into the picture to help cool us down into the afternoon. Tomorrow, we're starting off sunny. We're starting off dry. It's going to be another hot one, I think a degree or two cooler. I mean, that still keeps us into the upper 90s. But there you go. Storm chances start to get a little bit higher, and we're gradually going to add to that as we move forward over the next few days. There's 10 o'clock tomorrow evening. Some of these could linger. Here's a live look now, Port Canaveral, Brevard County with our Launch Credit Union camera. We have temperatures at the port at 95 degrees. It feels a lot hotter than that again with the humidity factored in, more like 113. Kissimmee, we're at 97 with a heat index of 104. We're going to start to see some weird temperatures over the next couple of hours as we have those storms really influencing if it's going to be cool or super hot. Now here's a look at tomorrow.
Your forecast is sponsored by Ramjack.
High temperatures tomorrow, again, back to the mid to upper 90s. Rain chances, though, going up further. Today was a 30% shot to get wet. Now tomorrow's a 40% chance, and that chance going to continue to roll up as we go over to the next few days. Tropical front, no new development is expected over the next 7 days. There are a couple of healthy waves out there, as we keep on talking about, though. In the short term, the Atlantic is not looking very conducive. There's a lot of weird-looking model runs out there. Again, in the short term, we're looking good. Hurricane Center has nothing highlighted at this point. All of the action, you see another red bubble there, is in the Pacific. Typically when one basin is juiced, like it is over there, the other one's quiet. We're the other one, and we're nice and quiet. 97 degrees on Thursday. Tomorrow, Friday, we're back to 97, 50% shot for storms, hanging around a 70% chance, though, on Sunday, Ginger.
Love those increased rain chances, Jonathan. Thank you. Open your camera app, scan the QR code on your screen right now, and click the link. We want to see your weather pictures and videos. They could end up on TV. You can also go to clickorlando.com/pins and upload your pictures and videos that way. Well, you may see some cars around that look like patrol cars, but they're not. Trooper Steve explains where the community service officer is. That's next. A live look now at Mount Dora. You're watching News 6. We'll be right back.
Coming up in the morning, staying healthy even if you work unusual hours.
Yeah, what experts say when you eat could be just as important as what you put on the table.
Plus, our summer scorcher continues.
Yeah, Candace will have an update on when we could finally see some relief.
We'll see you on News 6 Mornings starting at 6.
Hey, what up?
I see these cars that look like cop cars. They kind of say CSO or field service officer. What are they? This is a great question because you should be knowledgeable about the local government services that are out there. So these are sworn civilians. They are not law enforcement officers and they do not have powers of arrest. However, they are protected as public servants. So these men and women kind of really reduce the call load for our local law enforcement officers. They are out there serving as traffic control. They're out taking reports that don't have an outstanding dangerous suspect or a serious crime. Things like property damage, things like that they can collect the information and in return give it to law enforcement to then start the investigation process. But these men and women are out and about. A lot of the time I get this question: can a community service officer conduct a traffic stop? Absolutely not. Only a law enforcement officer can, but don't worry, they know all the rules they have to follow. If you got a traffic safety question you want me to answer it, just head on over to clickorlando.com/AskTrooperSteve.
News 6 at 5 is up next. Anchor Matt Austin is in the newsroom with what's ahead. Matt.
Well, our meteorologists are designating today a weather alert day with some dangerous heat. We're following the conditions across central Florida. And we're following some breaking news in Orange County as the state AG targets county immigration enforcement. What he says isn't happening. And we're checking in with the 12 best 12-year-olds on the diamond in Florida as they get ready to go back-to-back in the Little League World Series. And that hot forecast is only minutes away. Don't forget you can stream all of our newscasts and live cameras like this one at Daytona Beach for free anytime on News 6 Plus. We'll be right back.
Now at 5, a scorcher of a day across Central Florida. Plus, a Central Florida county in the crosshairs of the state attorney general's office.
I think that this is political theatrics.
And hear from Central Florida's all-stars as they take the next step toward repeating as Little League World Series champs. You're watching News 6 at 5.
It is a hot one out there today, even by our lofty Florida standards.
Yeah, today is likely going to be the hottest day of the year, and a rare extreme heat advisory remains in place, which is why our team of meteorologists are designating today as a weather alert day.
We have team coverage. Meteorologist Samara Kokinos is live on New Smyrna Beach, but we begin with meteorologist Jonathan Kagas, who has the temperature where you live. Jonathan?
Yeah, it's all about the heat today. We're on record watch. They already set several new records in Leesburg, Sanford, and in Daytona Beach. We tied it in Daytona Beach, blowing by in Leesburg and in Sanford. We have a couple of thunderstorms trying to help things out, cool us down. One beefy one here on the east side of Seminole County. That's going to be drifting toward I-4, eventually toward Altamont Springs and Winter Springs. So I'm watching that closely for you guys. Again, it's more about the heat this afternoon. Widespread temperatures into the upper 90s. These are coming down a smidge. We're at 99 degrees in Titusville right now. It feels like 109. We're at 94 in Claremont. We're back down to 94 in Leesburg. So we're waiting for the official daily climate report to come out to see if we touched 100 degrees for the third day in a row in Leesburg. That'd be the first time that's ever happened, at least in recorded history. Now, going back to the rest of the evening, 30% shot for storms as we go into 7 o'clock tonight, 20% chance by 9, but it's all about that heat again. 81 degrees as we move into the early stages of the overnight, so not much relief overnight as well. It's hot along the coast, and those storms are not heading in that direction. We're going to send things out, though, to meteorologist Samara Kokinos.
What gives, Jonathan? You couldn't send me any of the rain on that radar, man? I could use it out here. It has been like an oven. I mean, just super, super hot all day. And as you can imagine, the beach is definitely a popular place to be, even on a Tuesday, okay? Now, we're standing on this brick sidewalk out here. Earlier, we took a temperature reading of the sand, and it was about 107 degrees. Let's take a temperature reading of this particular portion of the sidewalk, and I am getting a reading of 123 degrees. That is hot, and this is the sidewalk that leads from the sand all the way up to where the parking lot is. Now, imagine working in heat out here like this, making the surroundings super stifling hot. That is actually a reality for many Central Floridians. In fact, Florida has a large outdoor workforce, with Florida Policy Institute reporting nearly 500,000 residents working in industries like construction, landscaping, and recreation, like out here along our coastline. We ran into Ed Souza visiting the beach from Orlando, and he says he's been taking breaks while in the water, or breaks in the water rather, to cool off, among other things.
But you got to keep hydrated. That's the main thing. People don't drink, they get sick, they get overheated, you know, and you got to keep yourself hydrated.
Staying hydrated is a huge key out here. You're supposed to drink water even when you're not feeling thirsty. Drinking electrolytes also helps. Also, listening to your body. It's going to tell you if you're getting cramps or if you're getting a headache. It's time to sit down and drink some of that water. Sit down, preferably in the shade, giving your body a break from that direct sunshine. I can tell you I'm going to need another break from this direct sunshine coming up in a few minutes, because this dewy look I got going on, it's not my makeup. It is definitely the sweat out here, guys.
And our team of meteorologists, of course, will be updating your weather headlines until this heat breaks. You can find all of our coverage under the weather as we watch records for the rest of the evening. Just head to the tab on clickorlando.com or by downloading our News 6 Plus weather app.
All right, we're continuing to follow some breaking news out of Orange County now. Leaders just received a letter from the state attorney general this afternoon demanding they adopt more immigration rules.
Orlando community correspondent Mike Valenti joins us now live from Commission Chambers. And Mike, you read through the letter and spoke to county commissioners today. What did they have to say about all of this?
Well, first I want to get to Attorney General James Uthmeyer, who wrote this letter. He's saying that if the addendum is not signed, civil and criminal penalties may follow. To understand the addendum, we have to first address the existing agreement. It's called 287G, and you might have heard of it because Florida mandates that local jails and law enforcement agencies enter into these with ICE. Orange County Corrections allows ICE into the jail to pick up undocumented immigrants on detainers. But the addendum that ICE wants Orange County to sign would see county corrections officers transporting undocumented immigrants to ICE-approved facilities, potentially even Alligator Alcatraz.
I make of it as state overreach.
Commissioner Kelly Martinez-Semrad represents District 5. She says this addendum, which Mayor Jerry Demings has refused to sign, goes beyond the county's jurisdiction and puts pressure on precious resources.
We simply don't have the availability of people to do it. We don't have the officers. So if you're taking people away from the jail to transport people, then you're leaving positions and places open in the actual jail.
I worry. I would like to see how it's affecting the morale and also the work and labor load on the correction officers.
Commissioner Myra Uribe tells News 6 she wants more clarity about the county's responsibilities under the law. Attorney General James Uthmeyer claims the law does require the county to sign the addendum, and by failing to do so, he accuses the county of adopting, quote, sanctuary policy. What do you think about that characterization?
Wow, that's a tough one because I don't think we've ever used that word to describe our county. We've been very good at being in compliance.
So naturally, we reached out to Orange County Mayor Jerry Demings. After all, he's the one who refuses to sign the addendum in question here. Instead, a county spokesperson sent us a statement saying that Demings and the Board of County Commissioners will be addressing the ICE addendum at their next meeting next Tuesday. That's August 5th. They did not, though, clarify what kind of actions they would be taking. We're live inside the Commission chambers. Mike Valenti, I'm your Orlando community correspondent, News 6.
Mike, thank you. Still to come in about a half an hour, News 6's Emily McLeod is sitting down with a local attorney who says her client was held in Alligator Alcatraz for days, even though he had protected status. The issue, she says, the facility has.
New at 5 o'clock now, the man accused of shooting and killing a former Orlando Magic player took the stand in his own defense today. News 6's Laverne McGee was in the courtroom at the time, so Laverne, he got emotional.
That's right, Matt. He did. He was crying. He was sobbing. At one point, he was putting his hands to his head. He was actually the only witness that his attorney called.
How many shots did you fire? A moment.
I'm trying to go home. Lawrence Doherty was sobbing as he took the stand to defend himself. He claimed he was trying to protect himself and his family the night former Orlando Magic player Adrian Payne was shot to death. Payne played for the Orlando Magic for the 2017-2018 season. The Orange County Sheriff's Office says he was killed outside a townhouse in a complex off Curry Ford Road. He was in his car when the deputies arrived. I thought I was gonna die.
Why'd you feel that way, though?
He's outside my house. He's telling me he's gonna smoke me. Investigators say Payne was trying to help a woman involved in a domestic dispute in May of 2022. It was apparently between Doherty and his girlfriend. Doherty has claimed self-defense, but authorities say Payne did not have a weapon. The state argues that Doherty was not in any danger.
The victim didn't follow you, right?
No.
He stayed by his car.
Correct.
And so you went in, you would have had time at that point to call 911 if you deemed it necessary?
Correct.
But you didn't do that, did you? Did you?
I didn't think it was necessary at that moment.
Okay. What you deemed was necessary was to get your firearm, to go outside, and to kill it, right?
No.
This has been a very short trial, just 2 days, and the jury is going to get their instructions tomorrow morning at 9 a.m., and then they'll decide whether or not they believe he shot him in self-defense. Reporting live at the Orange County Courthouse, Laverne McGee, News 6.
Thank you. New at 5, we are learning a family escaped from their home in Winter Springs after it was struck by lightning. It happened yesterday afternoon near Tuscaloosa and Red Bug when those storms popped up and rolled through. Seminole County community correspondent Catherine Silver has the newly released 911 calls.
Lightning hit my house.
The family inside this home on Brushwood Lane told dispatch they didn't realize that lightning strike had actually caught their house on fire until this.
We checked, but didn't see anything. And then we kept smelling smoke. And like 2 minutes later, My husband was like, there's smoke coming out of the roof.
Steve DeJess lives next door.
All of a sudden I saw this bright white flash just come down and a humongous explosion. I've never heard anything that loud.
Within minutes, fire crews arrived. They say lightning struck the roof and started a fire in the attic. It also hit the water line, which may have prevented the flames from spreading throughout the whole house.
One clap, one lightning strike, and that's it. The sun was out.
The call came in right before 4 o'clock on Monday. What did the radar look like at that time?
We had a pretty interesting setup. Even though it's been so hot and what some would consider dry, we've got enough moisture in the air for some pop-off thunderstorms. And you take a look, this is our culprit right there.
We asked our News 6 meteorologist David Nazario for some perspective.
You can see our east coast sea breeze is coming in, and as it interacts with Lake Jessup right in through here, it fires up very rapidly. Floridians should be prepared for these fire-up thunderstorms that can sometimes come together in minutes and then disappear just as fast as they came together.
In May, a lightning strike destroyed this home in Sanford. It's one of 14 lightning-related calls the Seminole County Fire Department has responded to since January.
They've got to go through their insurance, of course. But they said they'll be out probably for 6 months to a year by the time all the repairs are done.
We're glad everyone's okay.
Yes, same here.
In Winter Springs, Catherine Silver, News 6.
Well, it may be hot outside, but the competition on the diamond is even hotter. Next at 5, we're catching up with the Lake Mary Little League All-Stars as they leave home looking to repeat as world champs.
And the big cuts coming to one airline that could be impacting one of your upcoming flights. You're watching News 6 at 5. We'll be right back.
Today's Port Canaveral Cam is sponsored by Launch Credit Union.
Well, last summer was magical. The Lake Mary Little League All-Stars conquered the competition at the Southeast Regionals, and today that team of 12 set out to do it again.
Yeah, the Lake Mary All-Stars hit the road for Georgia today. Sports director Jamie Say was there when they left. She's here now with more. Jamie.
Well, Matt Ginger, the Lake Mary Little League All-Stars packed their confidence along with their baseball gear as they took off for Warner Robins, Georgia, the site of the Southeast Regional Tournament. Parents, relatives, and friends of the baseball team treated them to a mini send-off party at the Lake Mary Sports Complex in Seminole County. The All-Stars begin regional play on Thursday morning against Tennessee's state champion. Lake Mary will likely be the targeted team when they get to those regionals after winning the World Series championship last year. But most of the players on this 2025 team are new. Only 2 of the 12 on the roster were part of the 2024 team. So this group is ready to make its own history.
It feels great because we're trying to do what last year's team did. They did their thing, now we're going to do ours. I just think that we're going to do really good and we're going to win.
Why do you think you're going to do really good and win?
Because we've been practicing a lot and running miles, and I think we're prepared and ready to go.
How much fun are you going to have on this trip?
A lot of fun, but we're not going to have so much fun to chill. We're going to have fun to lock in and play good.
DJ, you guys are business, all business?
All for it.
They are all business. That's right. So if Lake Mary goes 4-0 at regionals, they'll make the Little League World Series. If Lake Mary goes 5-1 at regionals, they'll make the Little League World Series. The first pitch for Lake Mary Thursday morning, 10 a.m. And their competition are the state champions from Tennessee, Georgia, the Carolinas, West Virginia, Virginia. Lake Mary got through them last year. They're going to try and do it again and get to Williamsport.
Yeah,
no, it won't,
these kids are so young. You're already talking about making history, though.
Right. You know, the thing is, it's like the team last year got it done. These kids don't feel any pressure. They want to make their own history, and they're very confident. So best of luck.
I like that DJ. It looked like it was a business
I
trip.
love their merch, too. We want
those
those
were
hats.
some sweet hats.
All right, thanks, Jamie.
All right, meteorologist Jonathan Kagis joins us now. If you're practicing a sport outside, which many of the fall sports just started this week.
Yep.
I know thanks to you, these kids have to be so hot out there.
Thanks to me. I'm just telling you what it is. You got to talk to somebody else about that. Temperatures, they're kind of off the charts tonight. We're pushing record territory. We're waiting for the official climate report to come in. That should be in any minute, and we're waiting to really see if Leesburg, for historical purposes, hit 100 degrees. We were at 98 before we went back down to 94, but in between the observation hours, you can find that 99 or 100 degrees, again, because they only report once every hour. You can stick up with all of the heat, and of course, as you track the storms alongside us tonight with the free News 6 weather app, we're at 93 in New Smyrna Beach, we're at 99 in Titusville, Kissimmee, we're at 98. Again, the heat index is the real big issue, and that's why we have the extreme heat warning for another couple of hours. That's in that 105 to 110-15 category, depending upon where you are. Storm chances are going on up tomorrow. We're at 40%. High temperatures back into the upper 90s. This is still the deal. We're still in that ballpark at peak heating of getting up into that 110-ish category when you factor in the humidity. Remember, that number is important because when that number's higher, it's harder for your body to naturally cool itself. Now, going forward, we are going to have some relief. It would be lovely if we could get this cold front to keep on going and keep on pushing further south. We know that's not going to happen, though, until we get to late October or November. So that's going to stall out across North Florida, but it will act as a pathway to increase our rain chances a little bit. You'll notice the heaviest rain over the next few days as we fast forward to the weekend going to be up in the North Florida. However, it's also going to help to increase our storm chances locally as well. So that's at least going to bring some relief to us as we go forward into the weekend. A couple of thunderstorms out there. Some of these packing a punch tonight. We do have scattered thunderstorms to the west of I-95. These are trying to push inland off the East Coast sea breeze. You'll notice, though, that these aren't as widespread as even what we just looked at about 15, 20 minutes ago together, because they're already fizzling out, and there's still a lot of dry air in the mid-levels of the atmosphere. I do expect some storms to linger west of Orlando tonight. So there we go, 7, 8 o'clock. We have more storms trying to fire back up. Then they fade. Overnight tonight, we're going to be dry but very muggy. Once we wake up tomorrow morning, there's 6, 7 o'clock. We're under those clear skies again. That's going to get our temperatures up very, very quickly back into the mid to upper 90s. Look at this, though. the East Coast sea breeze. It's finally joining the party again after taking a little vacation. That is going to help to force some thunderstorms up as we roll towards the I-4 corridor. Note the time, though, that's going to be late into the afternoon by and large. Tropical front, we're looking pretty good. Now, there are several juicy waves out there that we're keeping an eye on. None of those are officially highlighted by the Hurricane Center, and there's still a lot of dry, dusty air out there. I'm not focused on the Eastern Pacific, but you see that little red bubble. There's like 4 or 5 active storms out there. When the Pacific is hot like it is, it's really difficult for the Atlantic to be busy because they're all competing for that same rising air in the atmosphere. So again, right now, things are looking pretty good. 50% shot for storms on Thursday, 50% chance on Friday. There's that little uptick, guys, of the rain chances going into the weekend. Can't wait for that.
All right. Thank you, Jonathan. Open your camera app, scan the QR code on your screen right now, and click the link. We want to see your weather pictures and videos. They could end up on TV. You could also go to clickorlando.com/pins and upload your pictures and video that way.
The summer travel season has not been smooth for a lot of people. After the break, the latest wrench being thrown into one popular airline's operations.
Your Tuesday evening traffic alert. We have a lot of lane closures listed out there this evening, so just make sure you're paying attention. The I-4 Sand Lake 528 area. Then out on the east side, we have the 417 528 area as well, to include north and southbound out there. Let's jump up on the north end in Volusia. Overnight, we will see an eastbound lane closure on I-4 as you make your way towards Daytona and I-95, and then, of course, down in Melbourne at I-95 and 192 in the northbound direction. I'm Trooper Steve with your News 6 traffic alert. Drive safely, and I'll catch you in the morning.
Here's a live look at downtown Orlando from our Light Orlando Delivering Hope camera, delivering some heat today as well. You're watching News 6 at 5. We'll be right back.
Well, this summer has been one to forget for a lot of travelers. Earlier this month, data from FlightAware shows that the rate of canceled flights since the start of the summer travel season is up 29% over the last year. Delays are up as well. And with more cancellations and delays, one airline is preparing to cut flights.
So Spirit Airlines currently flies from Orlando International Airport to 50 other cities across the U.S. But just yesterday, the company announced it's cutting more than 400 pilots. Fewer pilots means fewer flights. News 6 anchor Justin Warmoth spoke with correspondent Maribel Aber on the latest move.
Maribel, some bad news for both pilots and customers of Spirit.
Justin, Spirit Airlines is shrinking its flight schedule and pilot ranks. The cash-strapped budget carrier says it will furlough about 270 pilots and downgrade another 140 from captain status starting in October. In a company email to Reuters, Spirit execs say the staffing changes were necessary to match its downsized flight schedule. A union chairman for Spirit within the Airline Pilots Association blasted the measure, saying as Spirit continues to shrink, so does the value of pilot seniority, adding that this marks the third round of pilot furloughs and downgrades since September of 2024. The Florida-based carrier emerged from bankruptcy protection in March after years of losses, heavy debt, and failed merger attempts. It's been working to shake off its no-frills image and rebrand as a premium carrier. Justin.
All right. Maribel, we appreciate it. And remember, to get the latest money and consumer news anytime, just head to clickorlando.com.
Still to come, how new state funding is helping to clean up a key waterway in Central Florida.
Plus, we're sitting down one-on-one with a local attorney who says her client was wrongfully detained inside Alligator Alcatraz and has since been released. What she says is going on inside that facility.
And we're continuing to think about a little boy who took a scary fall from an apartment window. Your Brevard County community correspondent checked in with the family today for an update on how the little guy's doing. Here's a live look at Daytona Beach. You're watching News 6. Keep it here. We'll be right back.
Glad you're with us. I'm Ginger Gadsden.
I'm Matt Austin. You're watching News 6 at 5. We're following several top stories for you right now.
Orange County leaders just received a letter from the state attorney general this afternoon demanding they agree to transport immigrants to ICE facilities. Florida's attorney general says if this addendum is not signed, civil and criminal penalties may follow. We received a statement from the county saying Mayor Jerry Demings and the Board of County Commissioners will discuss the ICE addendum at their next meeting on August 5th.
The man accused of shooting and killing a former Orlando Magic player took the stand in his own defense today. Lawrence Doherty claimed he was trying to protect himself and his family the night former Orlando Magic player Adrian Payne was shot to death. The trial resumes tomorrow and the jury will get their instructions first thing in the morning. The Lake Mary Little League baseball teams headed to Georgia for the Southeast Regionals. This morning we caught up with the reigning Little League champs as they headed out from the Lake Mary Sports Complex. They will open up regional play on Thursday morning against the Tennessee State champions. Southeast Regionals tournament is in Warner Robins, Georgia. This is the first stop toward making it back to the World Series. Well, an absolutely tragic story out of Palm Bay just into our newsroom. A father facing manslaughter charges after police say his 3-year-old son drowned in a hotel pool. This happened Saturday at the Quality Inn on Palm Bay Road. According to the arrest affidavit, a housekeeper told police she spotted that baby floating in the pool and Sharif Smith asleep in the pool on the pool steps. She also says she spotted a small wine bottle in his bag. Detectives who reviewed surveillance video from the pool say the little one was lifeless in the water for about 20 minutes. According to that arrest affidavit, Smith has been uncooperative in helping to figure out how the baby drowned. Again, he is facing a charge of aggravated manslaughter of a child.
Earlier this month, News 6's Emily McLeod spoke with a Central Florida immigration attorney who says she could not get in touch with her client at Alligator Alcatraz. She says her client is a DACA recipient. Emily has stayed on top of this story and learned from the attorney her client was recently moved from the detention center to the Glades County Jail. This all comes as another group of lawyers have filed a complaint in federal court over legal representation and the conditions at Alligator Alcatraz. Emily breaks down the details of that lawsuit and is speaking with the attorney again today. Their conversation is new at 5.
Central Florida immigration attorney Josephine Arroyo is now able to visit with her client after he was transferred from Alligator Alcatraz to Glades County Jail.
We had a private, confidential conversation with him. He was very happy because he was finally able to see his family.
Prior to his release, Arroyo couldn't get in touch with her client. Arroyo says she sent emails and forms trying to secure a meeting with him.
We would get generic responses saying, we received your request. We do not have a process in place. Thank you for your patience.
Arroyo's client was detained at Alligator Alcatraz for 13 days. Her client told her other people were also transferred. However, we don't know how officials decided who to remove from the facility or their legal status.
You aren't even aware of the process of how they selected the detainees they did move over to Glades County.
Yeah, I have no idea. I did ask our client, though, if there was any other DACA recipients, and he said he was unaware, but that he was transported with other individuals who were here legally, who had work permits until 2029.
This all comes as another complaint was filed in federal court in the Southern District of Florida on July 16th. The complaint addresses many of the same concerns Arroyo had, including not being able to get in touch with her client. According to reporting from the Associated Press, during a virtual hearing on Monday, Nicholas Maros, an attorney representing Governor Ron DeSantis, said the situation had evolved since the lawsuit was filed. He says video conference rooms had been set up and in-person meetings.
All right, I apologize for that abrupt ending to the video there. Moving on, though, your Rockledge community correspondent James Sparvero is following up on a story we brought you last week. James has been digging for details after a 1-year-old boy fell from the window of an apartment building.
Yeah, tonight he's learned about the little one's injuries. So you may remember the unsettling video, the little boy being put on that stretcher before a Health First helicopter took him to the hospital. Well, James is knocking on the door of the apartment where the little boy fell from last week.
This is my first time back at the Southgate apartment since I was here when the fall happened last Thursday.
The 1-year-old fell out of the window of the third-story floor.
I'm in the parking lot just under that third-story window where Rockledge police say the 1-year-old fell out of, down here to the grass. Since it's been a few days, and since we knew the injuries were not life-threatening, I'm wondering if the mother has brought her baby home yet.
The patient is going to be life-flighted to Orlando Pediatric Center.
Hi. I'm James from Channel 6. I was wondering how your son's doing.
He's doing good, but I don't want to talk to anybody.
I understand. All right, that's all I wanted to know.
Yep, thank you.
Take care. Her neighbors I talked to last week will be happy to hear the boy's doing good.
I just pray for them and hope that everything works out for them.
I also checked with police, wondering if they had anything new to report about the investigation, and they told me that the mother has been cleared of any wrongdoing. I learned more about this freak accident, as police call it, from this new report Records just gave me. It reads the toddler's mom opened the window while she was changing his diaper on a changing table next to the window. She turned around, and when she turned back facing the toddler, he was standing on the changing table with both hands on the window screen and fell out. The report says the toddler's injuries included a broken orbital bone, collarbone, a lacerated liver, and he needed stitches on his lip. Doctors are most concerned about the stitches on his lip, and other minor injuries will heal on their own, the report reads. In Rockledge, Brevard County, I'm your community correspondent, James Sparvero, News 6.
All right, want to give you a warning about this next story. The video is something you might find pretty hard to watch, but a former Ormond Beach police officer learned his fate today after video showed him throwing a woman down while she was cuffed. Your Volusia County community correspondent, Molly Reed, was in court for the sentencing.
The judge here today adjudicated Jacob Cannon guilty of the felony, giving him 6 months in jail, followed by 2 years of probation, which was much lower than what prosecutors were looking for.
I watched all of the videos. Ms. McCree was highly intoxicated. She was verbally abusive. But that's your job in law enforcement, to deal with all sorts of people.
But Judge Catherine Weston also took into account the defense's argument that Jacob Cannon suffers from a mental illness and needs treatment.
I am not downward departing because you are a police officer. I am downward departing because you have no criminal history, and I'm trying to treat you the same as I would anybody else.
Ormond Beach police released the video of the December incident just last month that led to Cannon's arrest. Officers had arrested Shannon McCree on a DUI after a rear-end crash with the motorcycle. They said she was showing signs of impairment. In the video, McCree can be seen standing up despite the officers asking her to sit back down. Cannon is then seen throwing her to the ground, her head appearing to smack against a glass wall. McCree was taken to the hospital with a head wound. Cannon was placed on leave at the department, later charged with battery, and resigned. On Friday, when Cannon's sentencing hearing officially started, he apologized.
As this is unacceptable as a law enforcement officer, I have voluntarily relinquished my certificate.
I'm your Volusia County community correspondent, Molly Reed, News 6.
New at 5, the Kissimmee Police Department is officially taking applications for its Civilian Oversight Board. Earlier this month, city leaders voted to reinstate the board despite the state law that led to its disbandment in June of last year. That state law does allow cities to have these boards only to review procedures and policies. They do not have the power to investigate officers. Earlier this month, Kissimmee Police Chief Charles Broadway was asked about the state's oversight board law while holding a press conference marking his first 100 days as chief.
I still see value in the board. I still see value in a board that is representing of our community, where we can have open discussions and transparency, and that we can be an ear to our community, and that we can continue to review policy, procedures, and protocols, and ensure that the best policies and procedures and protocols are in place to serve and effectively protect our community. So I still see value in the board.
The Oversight Board will have 5 members, and by law, they all have to be appointed by the Chief of Police. One member must be a retired law enforcement officer, and anyone applying has to live, work, or own a business in Kissimmee.
Well, earlier this month, as a part of the annual budget, the state approved nearly $1 million for an Indian River Lagoon restoration project.
At a time when budgets are tightening, News 6's Paul Giorgio went to see how that money will be spent.
And we just open it up, slip sand inside, just like so.
If restoring the Indian River wasn't hard enough.
This time of the year, it's just about where it starts taking that tipping point. Heat index is about 100 or so.
On this day, Mother Nature wasn't making it any easier.
That's Florida for you.
Workers from Sea and Shoreline, a commercial seagrass nursery, try to stay cool as they assemble the foundation for seagrass plantings.
We're making sandbags for the seagrass restoration projects we end up doing out here.
So what's unique about these bags is they are biodegradable, but they also let the roots grow through.
John Than, director of marine aquaculture, will tell you obstacles just come with the territory.
So that way, if something comes by and nibbles on it like a turtle or manatee, the roots don't get uprooted.
The nursery is sheltered from the sun and rain. The water is kept at the right temperature. But the science only gets you so far. These plants need to get in the river so they can begin to make a difference.
So it's funny that we can't actually just go straight down there, put the plants into the boat and go, just because it's unsafe. The concrete's unstabilized and the ramp is not usable.
Right now, the plantings have to be put on a truck and driven miles to where they're needed.
Drive it 15 miles to the nearest boat ramp that's closest to those sites and load it back on a boat there.
But the state just approved nearly $1 million for enhancements.
So as you can see, it's in pretty rough shape.
Jeff Ebel with Hub SeaWorld Research Institute made the request. He says that the money will be used to rebuild the seawall and boat ramp, as well as shoring up this dirt road. The projects will help turn the property into a center for conservation aquaculture. It all starts with repairing that seawall.
It is ultimately, it's silly to think about how, a seawall can actually really facilitate conservation. And the more quickly they can get grass out into the lagoon and restore those habitats, the more quickly we're going to see relief for the dolphins, and the more quickly we're going to see restoration of the whole system.
Reporting in Melbourne Beach, I'm Paul Giorgio, News 6.
It's really nice to know where that money is going and how it's being
$1
used.
million, and that seagrass is so important.
And we're told there are plans for a clam farm on the property as well.
The seawall and boat ramp are in the design stages. They should break ground before the end of next year.
Well, as summer winds down, so are summer camps still to come. Camps that building bridges on top of keeping kids busy. Jonathan.
Summer temperatures, though, unfortunately not winding down. We have feels like temperatures again pushing 110, 115 still at this hour. We have a couple of storms out there to pinpoint, but some relief is in store for the 7-day forecast. We're going to break that down after this break.
With intense heat still being a major factor today, communities across Central Florida are opening shelters to keep everybody cool. Orange County designated public spaces with air conditioning or water features like splash pads open until 8. Volusia County says you can head to any county-operated library to cool down, and Brevard County says all county-owned buildings, parks, and libraries have AC for anyone who needs it. You can find links to locations in this article on clickorlando.com.
And the only thing that's busier than air conditioners in Central Florida right now are the people who are fixing broken ones. HVAC specialists have been slammed all day across the state.
I think there's been people that have had issues. They just haven't really came to the light yet until this extreme heat.
Yeah, experts say as temperatures climb, your best bet is to leave your thermostat set to one temperature. They say if you bump your thermostat up when you leave home and try to lower it when you come back, your thermostat either isn't going to move much or it's going to take a long time. And that just puts a strain on the whole system.
Yeah. It does, and you can definitely tell. I mean, that's one way to tell that it's a little bit hotter than what you're typical, because a lot of times if your AC can keep up on a normal day in Florida, it has a little bit of extra trouble.
It's struggling.
Mine
for
is
sure.
on the struggle
No
bus,
doubt about
yeah.
it. I think we're going to start to get a little more relief in that department anyway towards the end of the week as we increase rain chances. Hey, hot off the press, I wanted to share it with you here. The official numbers for today are in. So in Orlando, close but no cigar on the record. 98 degrees. The record was 99. Sanford blowing by ours earlier today. 100 we hit officially. 98 degrees, the old record. Leesburg, we missed out on our consecutive streak of going to 3 days anyway. In the Century Mark department, we stopped at 99. That does set a new daily record, though, beating 97 set back in 2010. Daytona Beach, we tied a record at 98. Melbourne, we were at 95 degrees. We were expected to stay a few degrees below the record territory with our proximity again to the water and at least away from some of the big time heat that was pushing inland. There we go with the radar picture. Still a couple of little guys out there, some lightning involved as always. If you download that free News 6 weather app, you can get that lightning detection on your phone, and that's going to let you know when there's lightning within 10 miles of you. Again, these are going to continue to meander around I-4 and then pushing further to the west. Most of these not lasting too terribly long still. The air is very dry. Gradually, though, over the next couple of days, we're going to increase those rain chances. 95 degrees in Wildwood right now. We're at 94 in Leesburg. Orlando, we're back to 95. It's 97 in Titusville. 111 degree heat index right now at Cape Canaveral, where actual air temperatures are still in the mid-90s. Through the next couple of hours, rain chances staying somewhat elevated to about 30%, especially along into the west of I-4. Along the beaches tonight, you're going to stay dry. We're going to have a 20% shot for a lingering downpour. Same deal at 11. Otherwise, though, it stays steamy with temperatures still at 1 o'clock in the morning in the lower 80s. And we're going to do it all again tomorrow, maybe a degree or two cooler than where we were. We're at 78 when you wake up tomorrow in Mount Dora, right around 80 in Wildwood. Same deal in Titusville. Oviedo, good evening. We are at 78 degrees. Now here's a look at the afternoon.
Your forecast is sponsored by Publix.
Actual air temperatures tomorrow back to the upper 90s, still in that feels like department of 105 to likely up to around 111 tomorrow. Rain chances of around 40%. So we're slowly creeping back up into our more typical weather pattern. There's 7 to 8 o'clock with those storms again blowing to the west. We'll clear things out overnight, and then we'll fire up the East Coast sea breeze. Watch this. Here we go as we get into the afternoon. Watch the I-95 corridor start to light up, especially through the evening hours, and then continuing to push back along I-4 and then toward I-75 if they try to survive. On the tropical side of things, we're looking pretty good in the short term. Next 7 days, few juicy tropical waves. In the short term, there's still a lot of dust, but hot off the press, the Climate Prediction Center put their outlook in over the next long range beyond the 7 days. They have highlighted the southeast corner of the United States for potential development there, August 6th to the 12th, and then towards the main development region a little deeper into August from the 13th to the 19th. Of course, we're getting deeper into hurricane season, so this becomes more likely again. These systems, especially further out into that main development region, have a lot to overcome as there's still a lot of dry, dusty air. 50% shot for storms on Thursday, same deal on Friday. Much better chance of rain, guys, over the weekend.
Jonathan, thank you. After the break, how a local summer camp is offering foster relationships between kids and police.
And the concerns the governor has about artificial intelligence and what he wants to do to police it.
Coming up in the morning, staying healthy even if you work unusual hours.
Yeah, what experts say when you eat could be just as important as what you put on the table.
Plus, our summer scorcher continues.
Yeah, Candace will have an update on when we could finally see some relief.
We'll see you on News 6 Mornings starting at 6.
And take a break from those summer reruns, will you? Try out the all-new prime time schedule on News 6 Plus. Ginger and I have a new take on the day's news on News 6 tonight. That's at 9 o'clock. Go in depth as we track the tropics and answer your weather questions with meteorologist Jonathan Kagas at 9:30. Then watch the late news an hour earlier, all tonight on News 6 Plus.
Download our streaming app for free. Search WKMG in your smart TV's app store. It's available on Roku, Apple TV, and Fire TV.
Last week, President Trump signed 3 executive orders on artificial intelligence to establish fast-track permitting for data center infrastructure, promote the export abroad of U.S. AI models through the federal government, and ensure AI models are ideologically neutral. But today, Governor DeSantis expressed concerns about AI and says he will be rolling out an approach on the issue within the next few months. The governor didn't specify what he will try to do, but he pointed to what he calls significant questions about the fast expanding technology. He says he doesn't know whether his approach will require legislation, but he feels the state needs to have its own approach on this evolving issue.
I'm not one who thinks that, we should just turn over our society to a handful of big tech companies. I think there needs to be guardrails. I think there needs to be some rules of the road.
The governor acknowledged the state won't be able to police every aspect of AI, but it needs the ability to provide protection for people, he says. Well, summer is winding down for kids across Central Florida, and for many, summer camps have been a really nice way to pass the time.
Yeah, and in Kissimmee, a partnership with the police department is doing more than just keeping kids busy. Trooper Steve shows us how this camp is getting results.
You run the show out here?
I do. I am the Senior Service Director at the Tupperware Brand Spiritual Boys and Girls Club, and I get to watch our future grow up.
I love it.
Get to see our future grow up, get to see people take the time to invest in our kids like KPD does.
Right.
Because they see the potential that we see in our kids, and they get to grow up to be amazing people.
Do you like sports?
Yes, I love basketball.
Well, you're here, right? So how'd you hear about this? How'd you find out that this camp was going on?
Oh, because my dad told me.
Yeah?
And he asked me if I wanted to sign up, and I said yes.
Oh, that's fantastic. Steve also spoke with Kissimmee Police Chief about the importance of camps like this one. You can rewatch the entire conversation in this article on clickorlando.com. Just look for the On Patrol section under the traffic tab. It's at the top of the page. Well, there's a lot we're working on for News 6 at 6.
Including some breaking news we brought you earlier. The Florida state government demanding answers from Orange County on a few different fronts. We'll tell you what's going on. Catherine.
Firefighters say the hole in this roof is from a lightning strike. We're in Winter Springs talking to neighbors about what might have prevented a fire from destroying the whole house.
And deputies are continuing to search for a person of interest in an attempted rape case after a woman was attacked while jogging during the day. We'll be right back.
Right now at 6, a chilling confession from the man sentenced to life for raping and killing a 13-year-old girl.
Been gone for a while. Just seeing her pale face and blue lips and
how ice cold she was and just great for her.
We hear the newly released phone calls between Stephen Stearns and his parents. And the Orange County government getting hit from all angles, the newest demands from the state. Samara.
I'm News 6 meteorologist Samara Kokinas. Dangerous heat is a top concern, and I'm live in Volusia County to see how beachgoers are staying safe on this weather alert day.
This is News 6 at 6. We're going to get to Samara in just a minute, but first we want to get you right to meteorologist Jonathan Kegas with a look at that forecast. And Jonathan, today is a weather alert day.
It is, and that at least is going to be winding down over the next hour or so. The heat is going to stay elevated, of course. The humidity is going to make it feel steamy through the rest of the evening, but at least we're going to start to see things come down, especially if you're getting one of the lucky ones, getting the thunderstorms out there. Titusville, we are still hanging tight at 97. We're at 96 degrees at the Cape. Feels like 109 still. We're at 104 in Leesburg when you factor in the humidity. Actual air temperatures are at 94. Daytona Beach, we had thunderstorms nearby. We've now fallen into the upper 80s, so at least a little relief in spots tonight. There are the thunderstorms, all of this kind of working around I-4 and then pushing back to the west a little bit. Still some lightning out there. That will continue to push to the west as well. Now tomorrow, the purple on this map is a little more consolidated. We had this a little more spread out. It's still going to be another very hot day, still above a typical Florida day, but I think we're going to stay out of the extreme stuff. Although, again, the purple there represents the extreme heat risk, especially around the cities. For more on the beaches, we're going to send things out to meteorologist Samara Kokinas.
Thanks, Jonathan. And yeah, we are out here live tonight on New Smyrna Beach. And let me tell you something. All this afternoon, it has just been stifling hot. We took temperature measurements of the sand earlier today, just in the last hour, right? The temperature of the sand at one point was between 104 and 107 degrees. I'm going to do that once again because a lot of people are walking on this sand with their bare feet now versus earlier when they were using shoes. So let me get this reading and let's see what a difference this makes. And mind you, there are clouds off in the distance. I see those storm clouds as I look to the west, but they're not headed our way. But it is taking the sun out of my face a little bit, which is nice, and you can tell the difference. The temperature reading of the sand now is about 87 degrees. So that is, you can tell that we're starting to wrap up with the heat, like Jonathan mentioned, but it is still very hot out here. And, heat waves actually kill more people per year than hurricanes, as well as tornadoes and flooding combined.
It's hot.
Oh, it's extreme. Plenty of water, a couple of snacks like watermelon, fruit to keep hydrated, and just in and out of the shade. That was some great tips that Michelle Parr and her husband Ronald Parr gave us out there on the beach today. Basically, what you still need to keep in mind is each afternoon, even if we're not in those heat advisory levels, you need to stay hydrated. It's a big time key in keeping your body safe from heat-related illness. Also, dressing in lighter colors, airy clothing so that your body can breathe is a big key player. But overall, just listening to your body when you start to get a headache or cramps or something like that, sit down, drink some water, take breaks in the shade or in the air conditioning. That way you can give your body some relief from this heating that we have experienced out here. We're going to send it back to the studio. I'm Samara Kokinas reporting live from New Smyrna Beach. Guys?
All right, Samara, thank you very much. When it's brutal in the shade, you have problems.
Absolutely.
Out there. All right, well, now's a good time to make sure you download our News 6 weather app. Our hurricane app is built in. It sends personalized weather alerts and gives you access to our radar. Search WKMG in your app store. Following some breaking news tonight, Florida's Attorney General putting Orange County on notice, agreed to transport undocumented immigrants to ICE-approved facilities or potentially face civil and criminal penalties. Your Orlando community correspondent Mike Valenti has more on the letter sent by James Uthmeyer today and how county commissioners are responding.
Orange County Mayor Jerry Demings was not available for an interview Tuesday, but a county spokesperson did send us a statement saying that Demings and the Board of County Commissioners will be addressing the ICE addendum, which is at the core of the Attorney General's letter, at their next commission meeting here, August 5th. The last time we were in these chambers for a commission meeting was earlier this month, when Mayor Demings was adamant that he would not give ICE permission to authorize Orange County corrections officers to transport undocumented immigrants to ICE-approved facilities like Alligator Alcatraz.
You won't sign the addendum regarding transportation under any circumstances? And that's the 287G.
What I'm saying is that I do not intend to sign an agreement that will require our correctional personnel to leave the Orange County Jail and transport federal inmates to some other detention facility within the state of Florida.
You don't anticipate repercussions to that from the federal government?
I have no way of knowing that, so without having a conversation, you know.
Orange County already has an agreement with ICE. It's called 287G, and it's mandated by the state, allowing ICE inside the Orange County Jail. But the Attorney General claims that by rejecting the addendum to the agreement, Orange County is adopting, quote, sanctuary policy, and thus violating the law. What do you think about that characterization?
Wow, that's a tough one, because I don't think we've ever used that word to describe our county. We've been very good at being in compliance.
We're not a sanctuary city. What we're saying is that you can't use our resources to do your bidding. If that is something that they would like to do, then that's going to have to be something that the state pays for. But Orange County took the position in the Board of County Commissioners District 5 that that's not a process that we're willing to participate in.
It's not clear exactly what kind of action Commission will take at their meeting next week. But Commissioner Kelly Semrad says that by refusing to sign this addendum, the county is simply exercising its home rule rights. And she hopes that Mayor Demings stays the course. Reporting from inside the Commission chambers, I'm Mike Valenti, your Orlando community correspondent, News 6.
Thank you, Mike. Turning now to a story we brought you last night at News 6 as breaking news. The search is intensifying for a man the Orange County Sheriff's Office is calling a person of interest in an attempted rape case. The attack happened Friday morning around 9 o'clock while a woman was out for a run on the Little Econ Greenway Trail near Yates Road. Your Orange County community correspondent, Jana Manohalal, spoke with the runners who are now on high alert.
Yeah, I'm on that exact same trail where Friday's attack happened, and I emailed the Orange County Sheriff's Office just to see what new safety measures were going to be put in place, and they responded saying that their officers are going to be out in numbers. Earlier, we did see an officer parked in the parking lot right next to the trail, just observing. Deputies say that this all started around 9 a.m. on Friday when the victim was out running on Little Econ Greenway Trail when this man attempted to rape her. Since the attack, deputies have shared surveillance video of the man they're looking for. Runners like Amy Ertl offer some advice for those looking to continue hitting the trail.
Protect yourself with any kind of running flare. You know what I mean? Like, you just want to put anything bright, whatever can cause a scene. And people have the mace. But that's if you're, I would say that's more back of the road. This is Orlando, this is Winter Park. It's not as bad, but still, anything can happen, obviously.
But what about running alone?
Had I known her, had I known that, I would have told her, never that side by yourself. We have a thing with all of us, we don't run by ourselves. And if we do, it's my neighborhood. It's
a place where you know that somebody could get to you.
Yeah.
Running is a great way to stay active, and listening to music helps those runs go by just a little bit faster. Now, runners will typically use noise-canceling headphones like this, which make your world go from sounding like this to sounding like this, which makes it harder for you to hear your surroundings. So that's why deputies are saying if you're gonna run with headphones, run with at least one ear open. This is not the first time an attack like this has happened on this exact trail. In 2017, another woman was grabbed and pulled towards a car when a man was attempting to kidnap her. But she fought her way out of it, just like this most recent victim. So the Orange County Sheriff's Office is still looking for the man that's involved in the Friday attack. And if you know any information, you're encouraged to call Crime Line at 1-800-423-8487. In Orange County, your community correspondent, Jana Manohalal, News 6.
Developing tonight at 6, a Brevard County father has been arrested. Police say his son drowned in a hotel pool while he was napping. This happened at the Quality Inn on Palm Bay Road Saturday. According to the arrest affidavit, a housekeeper told police she spotted the toddler floating in the pool and Sharif Smith asleep in the pool on the steps. She also says she spotted a small wine bottle in his bag. Detectives who reviewed surveillance video from the pool say the baby was lifeless in the water for more than 20 minutes. According to the arrest affidavit, Smith was uncooperative in helping to figure out how the baby drowned. Again, he is facing a charge of aggravated manslaughter of a child.
All of a sudden, I saw this bright white flash just come down and a humongous explosion. One clap, One lightning strike, and that's it. The sun was out.
A first-hand account of a lightning strike that hit a home that resulted in a big fire. It happened yesterday afternoon near Tuscaloosa and Red Bug when those storms popped up and rolled through very quickly. Our Seminole County community correspondent Catherine Silver has that newly released 911 recording.
Lightning hit my house.
The family inside this home on Brushwood Lane told dispatch they didn't realize that lightning strike had actually caught their house on fire until this.
We checked, but didn't see anything. And then we kept smelling smoke. And like 2 minutes later, my husband was like, there's smoke coming out of the roof.
Steve DeJess lives next door.
All of a sudden, I saw this bright white flash just come down and a humongous explosion. I've never heard anything that loud.
Within minutes, fire crews arrived. They say lightning struck the roof and started a fire in the attic. It also hit the water line, which may have prevented the flames from spreading throughout the whole house.
One clap, one lightning strike, and that's it. The sun was out.
The call came in right before 4 o'clock on Monday. What did the radar look like at that time?
We had a pretty interesting setup. Even though it's been so hot and what some would consider dry, we've got enough moisture in the air for some pop-off thunderstorms. And you take a look, this is our culprit right there.
We asked our News 6 meteorologist David Nazario for some perspective.
You can see our east coast sea breeze is coming in, and as it interacts with Lake Jessup right in through here, it fires up very rapidly. Floridians should be prepared for these fire-up thunderstorms that can sometimes come together in minutes and then disappear just as fast as they came together.
In May, a lightning strike destroyed this home in Sanford. It's one of 14 lightning-related calls the Seminole County Fire Department has responded to since January.
They've got to go through their insurance, of course. But they said they'll be out probably for 6 months to a year by the time all the repairs are done.
We're glad everyone's okay.
Yes, same here.
In Winter Springs, Catherine Silver, News 6.
Well, it's a moment not many of us here in Central Florida could ever forget. The boys from Lake Mary winning the Little League World Series last summer, and now they're heading into this year's regional tournament, hoping to do it all again. Coming up in sports, we catch up with the All-Stars ahead of the tournament on their quest to repeat as champs. And all new at 6.
She had gone to be with me earlier in the night, but I left her alone for quite a while.
We're hearing from the man set to spend the rest of his life in jail for the murder and rape of 13-year-old Madeline Soto. What could have compelled him to plead guilty? Investigator Mike DeForest breaks it down. That's coming up. We'll be right back.
This portion of the news is sponsored by Advent Health, helping the communities we serve to feel whole.
I think he recognizes that Stephen Stern is going to die in prison. The death penalty is you die in prison, and he is not getting out ever. And I think that he understands that.
That's the attorney of the family for Madeline Soto speaking with News 6 just moments after the man accused of killing that 13-year-old submitted a plea when it came to the rape charges against him. And no contest to murder charges as well. Stephen Stearns has begun serving a life sentence as a part of a plea deal with prosecutors. And while this is an ending to the story of sorts, all new at 6, we are learning more about what led up to that decision. News 6 investigator Mike DeForest shows us how that plea agreement may have been shaped by phone calls between Stearns and his parents.
Stephen Stearns is now being held accountable for the rape and murder of Madeline Soto.
You are adjudicated guilty and sentenced to life in prison without the possibility of parole.
But long before Stearns changed his plea in court, Stearns changed his story about what happened to the 13-year-old.
Do you have any idea where she may be?
No.
Stearns originally told detectives he dropped Soto off at Hunters Creek Middle School, never to be seen alive again. But while locked up in the Osceola County Jail, Stearns told his parents by phone that Soto died the previous night at home in this upstairs room where he and the teen had gone to bed together.
She had gone to be with me earlier in the night, but I left her alone for quite a while.
Oh, she was upstairs. Okay.
Yeah, I left her alone there.
Oh, okay.
I had gone downstairs for a while, and by the time I realized anything was wrong, it was just far too late. You know, she'd been gone for a while. Just seeing her pale face and blue lips and how ice cold she was, and it's crazy.
Stearns and his parents were so convinced he could face the death penalty, they discussed what his final meal on death row might be. In the final episode of our video series, Justice for Madeline, we'll show you how those jail phone calls may have played a role in Stephen Stearns changing his plea. You can watch all 7 episodes right now on our website, clickorlando.com, or our News 6 YouTube channel. I'm News 6 investigator Mike DeForest.
Some difficult details to get through there. Let's transition into weather now. Meteorologist Jonathan Kagas joins us to talk about that heat, and we're talking some dangerous heat.
Yeah, I think over the next couple of days, we're at least going to increase our rain chances a little bit to help break us free and get us back to what we should be dealing with, a typical Florida afternoon. There's where we stand right now. Still everybody just about in the 90s. Daytona Beach, we've slipped back to the upper 80s. We had some thunderstorms nearby, and some of that rain cool air has slipped in toward the airport anyway. Cocoa Beach, good evening. We were at 92, 91 in Melbourne. We set new records today in Leesburg. We hit 99, just 1 degree shy of that 100-degree mark that would have given us the longest 100-degree stretch on record. 97 degrees in Orlando, still feels like 104 at about 6:18 this evening. DeLand, good evening. We are at 93 degrees. You can follow along with the forecast and track some storms that we have out there with that free News 6 weather app. Storm chances do go up a little bit tomorrow to 40%. It's still going to be hot. We're in the mid to upper 90s. It's still going to be very humid, of course. Gradually, those numbers are going to come down a little bit, but we're still in that category of keeping the heat index around 110 degrees tomorrow, although I do think a touch better. It's all relative. It's going to feel about the same tomorrow as where we stand today. I do think there's some relief coming down the line as we roll into the weekend. Here we go, moving into Saturday, and it's all because of this cold front. Now, don't get too excited. The cold front is not going to slice through Florida. You're going to see your friends in Georgia and up towards the Carolinas, Virginia, celebrating this with bringing refreshing air. For us, we're still on the very muggy side of it, but it will increase rain and storm chances for us to keep some clouds around to help to beat the heat that way, and then, of course, increase those rain chances, especially Friday, Saturday, and then again through Sunday. You see the green and yellow on your screen representing those rain chances again sliding back up. Now, we do have some thunderstorms out there right now. Here we go with the I-4 corridor. They're pretty much right smack dab along the I-4 corridor. And again, these storms are going to kind of meander around I-4 and then try to push back as we move over the next couple of hours back towards the west. I'll put a loop on this to show you exactly where these thunderstorms have been moving and kind of firing up and working its way, kind of drifting all over the place. The wind flow is not that strong over the next couple of days, so it's going to keep those storms thunderstorms relatively slow moving. The rest of tonight, we're just going to see those storms fizzle out. We'll see clear skies for the most part overnight, clear to start tomorrow. Temperatures back into the 70s and lower 80s to start your morning. There's 11 o'clock on your Wednesday. Most of us are dry and really hot. And then we get some storms rolling as we move through the afternoon and then late into the evening to help things out, especially on the eastern side of the Florida Peninsula. But by and large, we will be watching those storms push to the west. Tropical front over the next 7 days looking okay. It's going to be a little bit beyond that we will start to be watching for the potential for some of these waves to begin to try to form. Conditions get a little bit better, but still in the short term, things are pretty hostile for any kind of tropical development. That's what we like. Now here's a look at your forecast.
Sponsored by Strata Air Conditioning and Heating. AC emergency, you ought to call Strata.
Temperatures back to the upper 90s over the next few days. We're back to the middle 90s as we roll through the weekend, but it's all about those rain chances finally going back up, guys.
That's what we need, my friend. Thank you. Sports Director Jamie Say is here. Jamie, the Lake Mary Little League All-Stars quest to repeat as world champs continues.
Yes, it does. And the Little League team left for the Southeast Regionals today, and they left as a very confident baseball team, okay? That's coming up.
I'm
Plus,
shocked.
on the eve of fall camp, Gator football coach Billy Napier confirms his starting quarterback is injured. The latest on DJ Lagway next. Welcome back to News 6. As the Florida Gator football team gets set to kick off preseason camp tomorrow, its leader is limping into it. Starting quarterback DJ Lagway has been seen in a walking boot. He's got a leg injury. Today, Gators head coach Billy Napier confirmed Lagway will be limited in preseason camp. He says the sophomore is day-to-day after he suffered the injury about 1 week ago. Lagway set out spring ball with a shoulder injury, but he was able to throw during the summer. Here's what Napier said today about the QB's latest setback.
It's not ideal. I mean, in the perfect world, he would have been perfect every day of the off season, right? So I think the good thing is his attitude towards it. I think that's a positive. Look, he's in year 2. He I think understands what's required to be ready.
The road back to the Little League World Series continues for the Lake Mary All-Star Baseball team. The Florida State champions open up regional play on Thursday morning. This morning, the team hit the road for Warner Robins, Georgia, the site of the Southeast Regional Tournament. Parents, relatives, friends were at the Lake Mary Sports Complex for a little send-off party. This 2025 Lake Mary team is looking to defend the Southeast Regional Championship that the 2024 team won and punch their own ticket to the Little League World Series in Williamsport, Pennsylvania.
Bryson, what do you think the competition is going to be like when you get to Georgia?
I think it's going to be tough, but we got to focus and get the job done. I think there'll be good competition, but I think we'll always win.
It's a great opportunity to go back again. We're going to try our best and try to win it all.
They are confident. Moving on to golf, Mickey Mouse style. News 6 got to play the revamped Magnolia course at Disney today. Check it out. Holes 14 through 17 are called Grumpy's Gauntlet. It's been completely reimagined with new challenges. You got dog legs left and right, a par 5 that's almost 600 yards, a long par 3 over the water. It's the Magnolia course's first major change in 50 years, and it is open to the public, so people can go check it out right now.
Doesn't sound like the happiest place on earth to me. That sounds hard.
It's difficult.
Yeah, Jamie, thank you. Join us for our next newscast at 11 o'clock. We break news at clickorlando.com.
I'm Central Florida Sports Director Jamie Say. Let's talk golf Mickey Mouse style. News 6 got to play the revamped Magnolia course at Disney. Check it out. Holes 14 through 17 are called Grumpy's Gauntlet, and for good reason.